All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in here this morning. We're off and running. We've been open now for a little bit. Let's see what these markets have got in store for us. They have been a little lower here, folks. I'll just give you a little spoiler alert, but it hasn't been very good. This has been about where it was. I guess we opened up a little lower than this. We kind of came back a tad. Sup corn down a nickel, 3.97's last, 3 cents off the low of the day. Dees down 4 1/4 cents to 4.10 1/2. That's 2.5 cents off the low there. That's the new crop. So we were about 409, I think, at the end of the overnight session. So we've kind of gained a penny or two back there, but that's corn. Moving over to the beans, they were off well into double digits, and they still are. August is down 22 cents at 10.83, 2.5 cents off the low. And we've got over a 20-cent range, just over. We've got a new crop down 20 3/4 to 10.44 1/2, a penny and a half off the low there, and we've got a 21-cent range. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Let's go to the wheat market in Chicago and see what that's got for us. Chicago wheat is down 17 1/4 cents in SEP to 5.33 1/2. That's a penny and a half off the low there, of again about a 20 1/2 cent range. March is down 16 3/4 cents to 5.80 3/4. All right, that's the wheat in Chicago. Let's go to there from Chicago wheat to Kansas City. That's the hard red, 11 3/4 cents lower, and that's SEP contract. 5.56 is last. That's 4 3/4 cents off the low of the day. Kind of bounced back a little bit there. March is down 13 1/2 cents to 5.88 1/2, and that's 3.5 cents off the low there. From the hard red to the spring, this is in Minneapolis. That's down 13 cents up front, and that's SEP. Price is 5.84 1/2. Take off the low of the day there. We're working on a 14-cent range. March is down 11 1/2 cents to 6.23 1/2. The only green on the screen we had was cotton. It's 137 points better in the Dees. That's the new crop. 72.64 is last there, and that's only 14 points off the high of the day. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. I guess he's new too. It's Mr. Ben Hushon, and looks like he's outstanding in his field. There you go. That old joke when I was a kid. Ben's with the mill. What do you got for us today, Ben?
Good morning, Scott. Boy, just been thinking the last couple of weeks what a difference a year makes. Last year, we only had 6 days all summer that reached 90 degrees. We had that many since I talked to you last week at this time. It's been pretty challenging, very concerning. So for those that are in our community that are driving along, you've seen corn come out in tassel. That's up here. That's got to pollinate. That has to land on this silk down here and pollinate. Peeled up some today. Each one of these little silks are attached to a kernel, a baby kernel, and they need to pollinate. This process does not like continuous 90-degree days. Interrupts pollination. We've even had people starting to tell us, I have corn in tassel, but there's no silk. As you would assume from what I just described, that means you likely will have poor or no kernels being made. The other thing you might notice, we're only in the 10 o'clock hour on the East Coast, and we already have this corn curling. I mentioned about the 90-degree days. We also finished June with half the normal rain, and that's why, if you can see from the bottom, we also have leaves starting to die in what looks like really good corn with all kinds of potential. But boy, what a difference a year makes. We sure could have used the rain that Tim thought we were going to get last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but we pretty much got zero.
Right, so it didn't come through. I mean, that's been the story, though. I mean, you're right. There has been some heat across the country, for that matter, but it has been punctuated by some precipitation. A lot of folks have been okay. I guess they have more to worry about, say, is like nighttime temperatures. But it's been good enough, Ben, that, and I know nobody up by you is going to want to hear this, but I did the radio show here this morning, and there's some guys that I'm talking to that definitely think that we got a chance of being above trendline yield. So it doesn't look like that's going to be the case by you. But there have been some billion-dollar rains, as they say, that have gone through, especially the eastern belt, and it just looks as though they might have petered out before they got up to you.
Yep, that seems to be what happened. In fact, I've been sent some pictures over the weekend that I didn't share that were very sad. Corn down the eastern shore of Maryland getting pretty significant rain, but some of the folks are telling us that they believe it might be too late. We don't know yet. Some of this silk you probably can't see for the viewers, but has started to turn brown. That means it either ran out of gas or it has been pollinated. So we're going to know here shortly as we head into fair season. Lots of state and county fairs happening. All the conversation over the next few weeks is going to be what happened during pollination.
All right, I'm going to bring it all together and end it on a nice corn dog. How about that? All right, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Ben Hushon, he's with the mill. Thanks for that stuff. Great report. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more livestock with me right after this.